Hello and welcome back to CrankyCast. So we just had our little discussion with the leaders of the factions and we gave them the edict, which means we have 8 days to complete it before everyone in the valley dies. You know, I'm not a big fan of timed missions. I don't like being rushed to go do things, but we'll figure it out. Hopefully we can make it in time. I did notice that Verse has a little dialogue to speak to her, so let's go ahead and see what she says. How did you do that? Verse looks at you with a quizzical expression. Do what? Back in the Archon's war tent, you cast an edict as casually as reading a supply shipment. How did you do that? Well, I've done it before. Do I look stupid? You were the one who cast the Edict of Storms on Stalwart, didn't you? The one that tore the battlefield apart with the cyclone of Kairos' anger. Nod silently. Well, call me impressed, considering that you've read the word of Kairos more than once. I'm surprised that you're even alive to tell of it. Your vocal cords should have turned to ash by now. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable. It's just worth recognizing that what you've done. Not only are you Tunan's fate binder, you're the mouthpiece of the Overlord. Gives me plenty of reason to stick around. You're going places, and I want to see where they lead. That's enough for now. All right. What's this? Journal. So... Alright, so you have to find the shipment of iron bound for the Disfavored Camp. The Scarlet Chorus are attempting to secure the outer ring. And take the valley. Where do I find my there it is. So on my map, I can go visit the Scarlet Chorus camp. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, I guess I have to walk there manually. How do I get out of here? Oh, there it is. It'll take you 2 hours to complete your journey from the Disfavored Camp to the Scarlet Chorus camp. Let's see what surprises the Scarlet Chorus have for me. The guard places her hand on her belt as you approach, gripping the hilt of a blade. Past this point is Chorus territory, and you don't look like someone's conscript. You sure you're in the right place? I am Kaladin, Fatebinder of Tunan. I am here to help vanquish the Oathbreakers. You know, I think I was told to expect somebody, but you seem too ugly to be him. Her lips crumple into a smirk. Why exactly should I let you in? I'm here to help prevent us all from dying. Move aside. Yes, sounds all very important. The guard lazily waves you in. Come on in. Just watch your step around here. So we got some archers practicing. We got what looks like someone hammering a chicken leg. Not sure what that's about. A guy attempting to drink but can't quite get his cup to his lips. Or it really stinks. I can't really tell. Look at this guy. There's all kinds of purple. Must be the disfavored ambassador to the Scarlet Chorus camp. All right, we got something glowing green up over here. A scroll. A scroll sits here glowing with mystical energy. Ooh, I learned a new spell core. Sigil of Illusion. Wonder what that's all about. Where's my spell thingies? There we go. Got a core. Oh, I got Sigil of Lightning, Sigil of Fire, and Sigil of Illusion. Do I have any Sigil of Focused Intent? Huh. I want to try making something. Sigil of Lightning with a Sigil of Focused Intent makes Charged Fist. Is that what I already have? They took my bar away, so I can't even see what I have. Oh. Yep, Charged Fist. So what happens if I change that to Illusion? A Spectral Blur. Masks the target in a blurred illusion, making them harder to hit. Huh. It's interesting. So what happens if I put this on my bar? Really, it's just that easy. Press any key to exit assign mode. Huh. Just made a new spell. Pretty cool. All right. Let's talk to Fifth Eye here and see what he's doing. Fifth Eye. The binder of Tunon arrives. Squealing with the teenager's timber, the Fifth Eye's voice makes your gums itch and your fingernails feel in need of a trim. And we just finished having a bit of sport with some captives. But worry not, we'll have more fun with another batch momentarily. Dressed in the bronze red regalia of the Crimson Spears, the Fifth Eye beckons you to stand close, wagging a blood-splattered glove. Now that you have issued the edict and doomed us all to die, have you come to help us climb out of this hole? Chirps of laughter emanate from under his mask. Let's see here. How has this camp responded to the edict? With mewling, bawling, and the occasional orgy, frequent vomitus, a shrill tittering laughter escapes from under his mask. The bloodlust is still there, but so is the fear of failure. Should our glorious horde fail to overrun the citadel, we will surely perish. And I mean, I don't see the disfavored pulling their weight. I trust you are getting your warriors ready for battle. We know the Oathbreakers are focused in the citadel beneath the mountain spire, but we have learned this is not their only nest. The Fifth Eye wags a hand in the air with a high-pitched squeal of displeasure. Given the pattern of attacks, they must have a second group maintaining camp here in the outer valley, and unless we deal with the second group, they'll attack from behind the moment we cross the river. You have how large a force in all these weeks, and you've let the enemy move freely through the valley? I'm hurt. Insult my manners or maturity, but do not insinuate that I sit idle when there's blood to be shed. The Crimson Spear claps his fists together. We have dealt with countless Oathbreakers, but one group remains at large despite our best efforts. Captain Pelox's crew consistently evades or kills our own gangs. So you need help taking out these Oathbreakers? And while a good old-fashioned slaughter would be an efficient solution, the smarter answer is not to kill them, but to add their strength to ours. My last group of scouts returned with a new batch of prisoners, and one of these prisoners claims she can lead us to the Vendrian Guard's secondary camp, though there are shreds of deception in her voice. I could use your help questioning this Varakel. Perhaps we will get less screams and tears and more useful information out of her. If we knew where to ambush the Oathbreakers, we could try and take their captain and show him the wisdom of joining the chorus. I will speak to this prisoner. I'll meet you there. She is waiting with the other prisoners. Let's see what else we got in camp. This is Reg. Oh, the guy's done with his chicken leg. I was walking around with it. Verse. Where'd you go, Verse? Seem to have left her behind.
Right.
He said she's with the other prisoners. I don't see any other prisoners. Oh, they're right behind me here, tied up on the posts. The Fifth Eye, commander of the local Scarlet Chorus, surveys his camp, watching you in stillness as all manner of violence and revelry occur around him. He offers a slight nod at your approach. Alright, I guess I just gotta talk to the prisoner. Oops. I think I accidentally talked to her with Verse. I don't know if that matters or not. Varakel says, "Please, someone. I wish to bow before the voices of Narat. I thought all could find redemption in the chorus." A woman in the makeshift armor of the Vendrian Guard lurches forward in agony. Her soiled, trembling legs suggest she has been forced to stand for days. Fifth Eye says, "This one," he flippantly waves at the prisoner, "was hollering earlier that she knows the location of the Vendrian Guard encampment, but she isn't being entirely honest." Vendrian Kell, "I told this thing." The prisoner turns pale a moment and looks before a look of determination comes over her face. "That I wanted a guarantee I would live and be welcomed into the chorus as a captain. Then I'll talk. Otherwise, they'll just kill me once I've opened up. I was dumb enough to join the Vendrian Guard, but I'm not dumb enough to give away my bargaining bronze." "You claim you would disavow your people for the Scarlet Chorus. Why the change of heart?" Vendrian Kell, Because I want to live, and I don't need to be the Archon of promotions to know that the younger realms are gone for good." She blinks several times, catching her breath. "Kairos is the new strength of the Tears, and I would rather stand with his Archons than be crushed by them." "Why should I trust the words of an Oathbreaker?" "I suppose I have no answer for that." Varia's eyes fall to the ground as she swallows nervously. "When I joined the Vendrian Guard, I accepted their broken vow onto myself. Have you not felt passion for a foolish cause? One that you will come later to regret? Well, my surrender is sincere, and I'm willing to bow before the voices of Narat to prove it. Tell me what you know, and I can see to your release." "I heard the chorus is looking for Captain Pelox Florian and his crew. I can lead you to them, but only if you release me." She turns her head, taking a long look at a skewered and smoldering corpses around her. She tugs her restraints, but to no avail. We could have the voices of Narat extract what you know from your mind. Fifth Eye says, but the Archon said... I'm going to glare silently. That we should... The chorus commander stops, his head tilting to you with a short murmur of epiphany. The Archon said we should bring the uncooperatives to a tent for personal interrogation. If you tell my esteemed colleague what he needs to know, this might end well for you. Varia Kell. Well, you see, shaken by your demand, her lips move wordlessly for several seconds. So I don't know exactly where the rest of my crew is, but I can tell you... She shakes her head, catching her breath. Search that one. She reaches up her right leg and points with her foot, calling attention to a pile of nearby corpses. The tall, dark one, missing most of his face. Check his left boot. He was the most literate one in our crew. He had the orders. Fifth Eye. With a snap of his fingers, a pair of choirmen yank the boot off the fallen guardsman. A rolled parchment slides out of the boot and is thrust into the Fifth Eye's hands. He unfurls the scroll to give it a read. It's nonsense, just a mash of words. Laughter erupts from under his mask. She said she had the information. She gave us garbage. Slay this wretch for wasting our time. He snaps his fingers at a nearby Scarlet Fury, who promptly snatches a long knife from her belt. I heard her say she'll swear fealty to the voices of Narat. An initiation rite would be in order. Damn it. Fifth Eye. Seeing as you are an expert on the subject of fate, I will entertain your wisdom on the matter. Well then, what then would you propose we do with her? You know what? I'm going to take a chance on this. Send her back as our agent. When the time comes, she will aid us, or we will track down her kin. Oh, shit! I clicked the wrong one! I clicked on kill the other guardsman as a show of your loyalty. I didn't mean to. Varia looks at the prisoners, once her allies, and closes her eyes as her bonds are untied. The onlookers snicker and cheer when a heavy rock is placed in her hand. Mouthing something inaudible, she lifts a rock high above her head and smashes down on the prisoner's skull. Wincing back a scream as she hoists a stone over her head a second time to finish the job on the other prisoner. The bloody rock hits the ground and Varia slumps to her knees in defeat a moment later. Fifth Eye. Good, good. Fifth Eye places his bloodied hand on a trembling woman's shoulder and nods to her. Welcome to the Scarlet Chorus. Do not fail us. As a pair of soldiers come to lift Varia, the Fifth Eye turns to you, his voice filled with glee. Where's a slave to clean up the offal when you need it? Fifth Eye. We're no closer to finding the Oathbreaker's position, not with this cryptic mess. She promised us answers, and all she gave us was gibberish.
Sorry to interrupt, but I highly doubt it's gibberish. More likely, it's one of the local scripts.
Now, who's this guy? Lantry? The voice comes from another prisoner tied up next to Vara. An older gentleman with the quills, ink vials, and parchment scrolls one finds on the sages of the school of ink and quill. Ink smudges over his cheeks, temples, and ears. His clothing appears charred, but between the rips of the fabric, you spot burn scars along his arms. Despite being emaciated and tied to a post, he offers a beaming smile. I want to read the parchment. Actually, I'll show him the parchment. Can you read this?
Let me see. I can't.
You hold the parchment in front of the bound sage, and his eyes dart down the length of the missive. He reads the words a second time, nodding in silence.
I don't know exactly what it says, but I'm half certain that's Sage Selwyn's handwriting. I'm sure I could decipher that in a few hours' time. Don't need my hands free, but I think better when not tied to a post. I know, I'm weird that way.
Fifth Eye, a few hours. Either you can read it or you cannot. What use is a sage that doesn't know his letters? I've heard all I need to hear. I say we have fun with this one. I'm going to say it can't hurt to give him a few hours. Fifth Eye, you read the edict. I don't need to tell you the sundial is working against us. This addled old bag is just trying to stall us. Untie him and give him a chance to translate. Fifth Eye, are you giving me orders, Binder? Does this look like Tunon's court? Last I checked, only the Archon of Secrets can tell me what to do with a prisoner. The Crimson Spear pounds the staff into the ground. If this old man wants freedom, we shall give him a fair shot at trial.
Fatebinder, I beseech you, be my advocate for this trial. I'm no fool. I know the chorus uses blood, not words, to settle these matters. But you are a servant of the Archon of Justice, are you not?
Gotta read through all these different choices here. I'm going to say fine, but I'll be his champion. This one needs to live.
Good. I like it when Tunon's puppies get their paws dirty.
Nice. Fifth Eye says, "Did you hear that, brothers and sisters?" Raising his arms to the sky, the Fifth Eye roars for all nearby to hear. Trial by combat is upon us. The sage is unbound from the post. Stiff legs nearly buckle as he attempts to walk, and his arms flex and flail in their new freedom. Wiping sweat and grime from his brow, the sage steps closer to you with a nervous smile. Rhythmic roaring and stomping of hundreds of feet in unison flood the camp. Hordsmen begin to circle and swirl about, brandishing weapons and cheering. Fifth Eye, begin the chant of gathering. Let the warriors know that tonight's entertainment will soon commence. Fifth Eye, brothers and sisters, who amongst you sets the standard for strength? Who amongst you will help winnow the weak from the strong? The Fifth Eye waves his hands in the air, drawing in a gathering of chorus soldiers. Fifth Eye, our claimants have been assembled. Now let the trial of the Oathbreaker begin. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Who do we... Oh, Lantry is with us now. What can he do? Titan's Touch. Fills the target with might and vitality. He can heal. And an AoE heal? Is that what this is? I don't know. He renews armor and weapons. That's weird. And a Quill Strike. Alright, I don't like that we're in such close combat already, though. This is gonna hurt. Well, it looks like I'm the target first. I'm gonna cast this new Touch of Illusion, this Spectral Blur on me. Alright, let's figure something out here. I'm gonna cast Burning Iron on this guy. No. I want this guy gone first. Whoa. Who's shooting stuff at me? Alright, I can't tell what weapons people are using. That is weird. Alright, let's see about casting a spell. I'm going to try to heal up Verse there. And I'll have Verse... Did I cast Burning Iron yet? It's still ongoing there. Alright, you need to come down here and start picking on this guy, because he is shooting my healer. Oh, I can poison someone? No. I'm gonna try that, what's this called again? The Quill Strike on this guy down here. How's everyone doing? I might need to drink a potion. Alright. Let's do that combo move on this guy. And I'm going to try casting this Titan's Touch on Kaladin.
We can do this!
I think I screwed up the combo there. Everyone survived! Fifth Eye, by the righteous shedding of blood, we have found our answer. Regrettably, it appears the sage is worthy of leaving our camp alive. The Fifth Eye offers a short, mocking bow to Lantry. By the custom set forth by the voices of Narat, you are free to go, old man. Brag to your grandkids that you fell afoul of the chorus, yet live to tell the story. I'm going to say, now we see if the old man was worth the effort. I have gained fear with Lantry. Gracious Fate Binder, the sage holds up his hands, cowering backward. I am humbled that you would put yourself at risk for me. I assure you, you have my full obedience and cooperation. I thought I would die tied to that post. The sage looks down at his rope-worn wrists in disbelief. Now hand me that parchment and I'm certain I can decipher it. Well, much of the parchment was weathered, but I could make out the important parts of the text. The note makes mention of a meeting spot west of Tripnettle. Trip Nettle Wilderness is now unlocked on your world map. Fifth Eye. So the old sage knows his words after all. I would ask you to travel ahead and see if you can't get this Captain Florian to yield to the chorus. They will strike at first sight of a chorus gang, but perhaps they will parlay if yours is the face they see. Lantry. I know the area, and I suggest we go at once. I'll show you the way. I'm eager to be far from this stench of the camp. You're offering to come with me? Why? Because the alternative is what? Living here with these illiterate brutes? My old study is under a river of fire, and there's no family missing me. Besides, I'd much rather chronicle the binder that twice proclaimed an edict of Kairos. I'd be a fool to let someone else write your story. You want to chronicle me? Well, of course. Even if the burning library is never rebuilt, our work to chronicle these days and events needn't cease. If you're a noteworthy player in this whole war, I can't think of another living fate binder that's been twice giving the honor of proclamation. Swear fealty to me, and I will let you leave this place with me. If that is your price, I will pay it. I, Sage Lantry of the School of Ink and Quill, do pledge my services and skein to the Fatebinder, and by extension to the core of Tunon. He dips in a steep bow before rising with a solemn smile. I know I may seem old and frail, but I know how to step lightly, and how not to get killed, really. I won't slow you down. Lead the way, and let me know if I can be of service. Verse. Are we done here? Let's hightail it to Trip Nettle. If your new pet doesn't behave himself along the way, I'm not above clipping his ears. Alright, so we got a new follower named Lantry, who's going to be our healer, I guess, and our lore master, maybe? Anyway, so I'm going to end this episode here. We're going to take a little break, and then we'll go to Trip Nettle, I guess. See what's going on down there.